Greetings guys, Si here and welcome to another episode on Project Left. No, I'm not going to Chessington World of Adventures. I'm actually going just down the road and across the street. So it's going to be quite an interesting episode today. Just letting a runner go by, morning. So it's going to be quite an interesting episode today. I've come down here, obviously, to Chessington, to the Callaway Performance Fitting Centre, and I'm going to have my first fitting left-handed. The guys have kindly agreed to put me through my paces left-handed and see what clubs I come out with. Now, it will be quite interesting to see what spec I come out with. So, let's get across the road, let's get in there, and let's see what's going on. Actually, crossing the road wasn't as painful as I first thought. So, Chessington World of Adventures is there, but more excitingly for me, this is a Callaway Performance Centre. Let's get in there.
Walking hand in hand on the ocean floor, down deep we wander. Louder we sing, no there is no cure in this together. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real. Nothing is a fairy tale. Everything about you is so really won't be pretty when it ends. Now how could I leave with your sweet love on me? Yeah, yeah. Something about you always makes it harder. When you got my lipstick on your white shirt collar.
Usually in the people who have bought into the tour sold. You can't hit it much better than that. That's a 9 feet right of target, 240 with a perfect draw.
Hearts and letters carved into the shore. We'll never grow old. I don't wanna tell you that it's not real.
Right, let's give one a go actually. What's the speed? Been around 90?
It's hovering on that 90 mark, so in between stiff and regular again. Oof, flush that one. 103. Oof. How's that feel to swing?
Fine.
Does it feel light, heavy?
I've got nothing to compare it to. I've got a Ping G2 under that drive with the regular graphite blue, so it's completely different.
Well, regular graphite blues are very different. Is it the Pro Launch?
Yeah, it's Pro Launch. It's not.
That was my next question. Is it the blue or the Pro Launch blue?
Yeah,
Two very different shafts.
I've got an X blue in my right-handed driver.
Because A, it's confidence. It's getting them hitting driver.
It's a bit more Margin Ferrer with the driver.
Exactly that. The moment of inertia on the driver. The resistance to that there. I've broken one of my golf balls.
Oh, and on camera, but were you standing in front of it?
No, I think I might.
Yes! Break that ball, I'm taking that home. Okay, so that was the Callaway fitting experience down at the Performance Centre near Chessington World of Adventures. Literally across the road from Chessington World of Adventures. So it was really good there. Mike went through a custom fitting based on a beginner, which is essentially what I am. As the fitting developed, he realised that obviously I have a lot of game skills and golf knowledge and obviously experience in playing the game. And the fitting kind of evolved into sort of like, well, exactly what I wanted it to evolve into. Where I am now with a big eye to the future and to how quickly this left-handed thing could progress. So I've got my specifications here on the computer. Let's quickly go through them together. So it fitted me for a rogue driver, 10.5 degrees, half an inch shorter than standard. Now obviously speed is something that I'm working on, but it's certainly something that isn't an issue right-handed. And I don't think it's going to be an issue left-handed once I get to grips with it. So they fitted me for a 10.5 degree rogue driver, half an inch shorter than standard, with a Grafalloy Project X even flow stiff shaft. Potentially this is on the borderline of where I am now, but with an eye to the future, and I explained the stuff that I'm going to be doing with Mat Masters and Super Speed Golf, I do think that I'm going to get that swing well over 100 miles an hour. Certainly a few times when I pumped it up, that swing gets well over that 100 mile an hour mark. And especially on something like TrackMan, which does generally measure club head speed a little bit slower than GC2 that I'm used to, simply because it measures at a different point of impact. For those of you that don't know, GC2 is a camera-based system and measures exactly at the point the club and ball make contact, whereas TrackMan measures at the maximum compression of the golf ball. So obviously at maximum compression, even though that's less than 1,000th of a second later, the club head will have slowed down as it makes contact with that ball. It also moves the parameters a little bit, so never compare your swing with one system to the other because they do change ever so slightly. All I would say is, if you're used to one system, stick with it, but just be aware there are going to be slight differences based on which launch monitor you're using, just because of how they capture data. Okay, so going into the fairway wood, and they fitted me for a Rogue 5 wood, and this thing is an absolute beast. The fairway woods that Callaway are producing in the Rogue series are just phenomenal. The gel braid technology and the cup face technology that they have in their products means that they can make these club faces so thin and so stable that they just produce ridiculous results. That is a club that, oh my goodness, I wish I had in my bag right now. I also got fitted for a 4 hybrid, so again a Callaway Rogue 4 hybrid with a stiff shaft in it, to match in with the fairway and the driver. And I think it's important, and Mike touched on this in the fitting as well, I actually get experience with each type of club very early on. So I have a driver, I have a fairway wood, I have a hybrid, I have some irons, I have a specialist wedge. I get used to hitting each category of club. As a beginner, it can be very easy to get tempted away from woods and scared of woods because, oh yeah, woods are really difficult to hit. But if you have one and you try to use it from the outset, you're going to get used to it ever so much quicker. You're not going to get used to hitting a driver if you don't own one and you don't ever use one. And especially modern drivers being big-headed, light, much more forgiving. So in the irons, we went an inch longer than standard and 2 degrees upright, which is pretty close to where I am right-handed. I'm about 3 to 3.5 degrees upright in my Ping right-handed clubs that I own. I am an inch longer than standard, and we decided that I would only go for 6, 8 and pitching wedge in the set. Now I'm a firm believer in building skill when you first start as a new golfer. So as I said before in my what's in the bag, I don't want lots and lots of golf clubs. I don't want lots of confusion in that bag. I just want clean, simple choices, and also to be able to learn those 3/4 shots, those more gentle shots, or those over speed shots where you just think, well, I'll hit that 8-iron just a bit harder than normal and risk getting over that bunker at the front of the green or whatever. I also got fitted for 2 wedges, 52 and 58 degree Mac Daddies, and I think probably 52, 58 is where I sit. Whether I go for both of these wedges, I just don't know. In terms of buying at the moment, I really don't know what I'm into. I don't know what the offer Callaway are going to bring to the table for these clubs. I've explained what Project Left is. They're very keen, they're very excited about what it entails. Hopefully Mike will feed back to Callaway the ability that is in there and the speeds that I was producing. I have asked him to send me my data sheet, so potentially I might do a little video on the data that was produced from that TrackMan report on that day, but that's for another video. So yeah, driver, fairway wood, 4 hybrid, 6-iron, 8-iron, pitching wedge in Rogue, plus 2 specialist wedges. That would give me 7 clubs plus a putter, 8 clubs. That would be all that I need, and that's, to be honest, all I think I would need to play to a fairly good standard. I reckon I could get very low with just that set of clubs. So Callaway, if you are watching, let me know. Give me a really good price on this, please. So that wraps up another episode of Project Left. I hope you enjoyed the Callaway fitting experience. If you want to watch the whole video, so everything I recorded, unedited, uncut, please click in the card at the top corner here, or in the video that will pop up just here at the end of the video. Go through, watch that, and just listen to how a fitting goes about, and how the conversation develops, and how when Mike saw me hit shots and the conversations we were having and where I think we can go with Project Left, how the fitting developed, how it evolved, and how we came to the decision on those golf flows. It is quite a long watch, but I do encourage you to have a little go. So again, this is another little setup here in the studio. I'm trying bits and pieces out, so let me know what you think. I'm going to kind of furnish this space as we go along. Obviously you can see down here I've got my Tiger Woods picture that will go on the wall at some point. I'd really like to have a European on one side and an American on the other side, so if anybody has any big photos of any European players, let me know. So guys, another episode of Project Left. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon if you do want to receive a notification of all of our content. My name's Simon, this is Project Left. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.
Okay. Happy with that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not sure there's anything else to try. You don't want to drop the put the loft up at all? Or loft?
You could probably get away with a little bit more loft. So
but that's where you could adjust this, and then later on down the line.
Yeah, that's why I've kind of gone middle of the road for you with the loft at 10.5.
Yeah.
It'll give you a good starting point. You can always bring that down to 9.5.